It's April the 4th, Picks edition of the MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up at Underdog Fantasy, promo code MLB SGPN to get up to $1,000 in bonus credits. We're also brought to you by Edge Boost. Get up to $750 in cashback rewards each month when you sign up at edgeboost.bet. Use the promo code SGPN. Welcome, everybody, to the MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sport Gambling Podcast Network. My name is Malcolm Bamford, coming to you from Newcastle upon Tyne in the northeast of England. Today is Thursday, April the 3rd. We are here to handicap a full slate of games, 15 MLB games for Friday afternoon and evening. Joining me for the second time this week is Mr. Lonte Smith. Lonte, good evening, afternoon. How are you?
Mal, what's up, man? I'm doing pretty good, man. Last time we hit both of our home run props, so we got a lot to live up to on this show.
Didn't we?
Yeah.
I was going to shout out our winner particularly. Francisco Gonzalez messaged on Twitter. It was a Monday night show. You gave out Brent Rooker.
Yep.
And I gave out Jackson Merrill.
Yep.
And wouldn't you just know it, Lonte? They both went yard. It's nice when one of us hits, but the rare occasions that both went hits. And then it's nice to see that someone doubled them up. So Francisco doubled up at 30-1. 30-1 and won a few Australian dollars, I noticed he was playing in. So arms across the sea. I was delighted with that. I feel like it's made a bit of a fool of me the last few days. Tuesday night. So we did the show on Monday, Lundy. Tuesday, brilliant. 10-5. I thought, here we go, I'm back. And then last night, couldn't get anywhere near it. Like all of a sudden, so it's a roller coaster. I found tonight's card really, really tricky. The psychotic teams are all playing each other. Every handicap in this, I just wanted to say that pitcher pitched 5 innings okay last week. There was about 17 blokes who all went 5 innings, 1 earned run last week. Like, there's just nothing to separate stuff, and your pre-season leanings are sort of poisoning your mind a little bit. So there we go. Michael's joined us, so is John. Callum was in the top of the chat. 3 shows in one day, Callum. Working class hero. Senor Pepito, for the second time this week, is not prepared to put up with my silliness, Lundy. What we do need is a total genius volunteer, if anyone's in the chat, because NBA fan 650 had a go, made one winning pick, and then he lost on the Tigers Mariners the other night, so that one was toast. So if anybody wants a game of total genius, anyone in the chat, or if not, send us a message on Twitter. We'll get you involved starting tomorrow night as well. Okay. We'll move on. Let me tell you first about the Masters. That's exciting. Right around the corner, SGPN is back with Splash Sports for a big contest, up to $30,000 in prizes, but just a $25 entry fee. Get in today at splashsports.com/SGPN. That's splashsports.com/SGPN. Tune into the Golf Gambling Podcast, Steffi Small Show, and Bottom Line Bombs for all of your Masters picks. Friday afternoon, little bit of day's ball. I'm on the road tomorrow, so I will look forward to listening to a 1:10 Eastern first pitch between the Chicago White Sox and the Detroit Tigers. Jonathan Cannon gets the start for the White Sox, and Jack Flaherty will go for the Tigers, who are predictably short at -242. The White Sox plus 199, and the total here is 7. Jonathan Cannon was on our radar quite a lot last year. He fell into this thing of the Chicago first 5. If you took the White Sox first 5, every week when Cannon was pitching, it was so profitable. And he pitched well again last week, albeit against the LA Angels. Jack Flaherty was fine against the Dodgers. Obviously gets a much easier assignment this time around. I mean, Detroit should win. The minus 242 tells you that. But I like that Cannon trend. I liked what Cannon did last week. I don't have a reason to fade Cannon. And it's not like Detroit scored tons of runs either. So I'm happy to leave the bullpens out of it. The White Sox can be a little bit of a mess. They eventually they started to unravel slightly against the Twins the last couple of days. So we'll take the pens out of it. But Flaherty can deal. Cannon can hold the White Sox in check. I'll go a first 5 under here, Lonte.
Yeah, it's not a bad look. I can get behind that as well. I'll go White Sox first 5. Their starting pitching has been really good. Cannon 5 innings pitched, no earned runs on 4 hits versus the Angels. Obviously, the Detroit offense is not good, but I think it's a decent parallel to what the Angels have. He just has not fared well against Detroit in his last 3 starts. He's got a 4.7 ERA. He allowed 3 home runs and 9 innings pitched, so that's something that kind of pause for cause. But again, I think you can stay. If you like the under, I think we maybe can see a 0-0 game. Maybe the White Sox hit one across, in the 3rd inning or something like that. But I've been impressed with Detroit, man. They've been really competitive in all their losses. All of those against solid pitching. Flaherty's obviously a gem. 3 hits, 2 earned versus the Dodgers, which is nothing to sneeze at. I think that's pretty good. 2 earned runs combined allowed last year when he faced the White Sox. So I'm going to go. I mean, 240 is insane, but I'm going to go White Sox first 5. I like what Austin's saying, the plus half a run.
Yeah, you're right. That price is a mad price, especially with a really low total. But the White Sox still appear to kind of regress to what we thought they were going to be after quite an easy opening against the Angels anyway. Austin joined us in the chat. Austin, welcome along. The second game on the card is a 2:10 Eastern first pitch between the St. Louis Cardinals and the Boston Red Sox. Eric Fedde goes for the Cards. Walker Buehler gets a start for the Red Sox. Minus 148 Boston, plus 125 St. Louis. Total Lonte is 9.
Oh, my bad. I was on mute. So I mean, I think Fedde's really good, man. I really do. Boston's played 2 tough opponents thus far. Offense has struggled a little bit. I mean, we saw Devers get off the snide last night. Buehler, I mean, I really wasn't impressed with him. 4 innings pitched, 4 1/3 innings pitched, 7 hits, 4 earned runs, 3 Ks. So he leaves a lot to be desired. I think Fedde's in better form. He had a great outing to start off with. Not a ton of Ks. He had 6 innings pitched, only 1 earned run. The offense of St. Louis has been nails. They've had 5+ runs in 5 of their 6 games. They're over in 5 of those 6. I like the over here, Mal. I think Boston's offense will be fine, although they've struggled a little bit. I don't really trust Buehler. I trust Fedde. I like St. Louis first 5. I like the full game over. I can kind of see Boston fighting back and winning a close one, so I'll stay out of the full game. But I do like the Cardinals in the first 5 with Fedde, and I do like the over.
Yeah, runs was where I landed here as well. The total is high, but slightly different angle in Lonte. Fedde was all right last week against Minnesota. He was okay also last year, but much worse on the road. But Walker Buehler wasn't sharp at all against Texas last week. In St. Louis games have been high scoring. 67 runs through 6 games for St. Louis. Boston kind of offsets that though. Only 40 runs in their 6 games, so kind of opposite there. St. Louis is scoring and Buehler's vulnerable. So even though I'm still quite high on Boston, Boston looked okay tonight, as Michael points out. But like I say, Buehler's vulnerable to me. So a St. Louis team total was what I fancied here, which will probably be 4, I would have thought. You might get the push at 4. So yeah, over 4 runs for St. Louis. They do score runs in bunches. It was only against the Angels last night, but they're still able to put bat on ball. And that young lineup looks quite good. A couple of the players look like they're taking a step forward this year. Yeah, so St. Louis team total there for me. Third game up is a 2:20 Eastern first pitch between the San Diego Padres and the Chicago Cubs. Randy Vasquez goes for the Padres, and it will be left-handed pitcher Shota Imanaga for the Cubbies, who are short here, -166. The Cubs. The Padres are +139, and the total is low, possibly wind-related, 6.5 the total there. Randy Vasquez was great against Atlanta last week, 6 scoreless innings. Imanaga was also excellent against the Diamondbacks. The prices are too far apart here because the Padres have been really good. The Cubs, I'm happy to put the Cubs in that kind of psychotic group, a little bit like the Blue Jays and stuff. 1-5, lost 4. They've had games like last night where they put up 10 at the Athletics and mugged me off. I took Jeffrey Springs. I thought Springs was going to go really well. The Cubs got to him. But just not as reliable as the Padres, who've been, like I say, they've been excellent. And at +139 for a 7-0 team against any Otto, really, but also behind a pitcher who went really, really well last week. I think you have to take the +139, Lonte. At least I will be.
Yeah, I would go that way as well. The Cubs 25 runs versus the A's, but that was the A's at the end of the day. San Diego's playing extremely well. 3 shutouts in 7 games. Only 1 game has a team scored over 3 runs for them, against them. Their bullpen has been lights out. Echo everything you said about Vasquez. Speaking of their bullpen, 0.68 ERA, 0.136 batting average allowed. Imanaga's good. He's really good, but I don't really trust the bullpen after he comes out. Chicago's bullpen, 5.91 ERA, 317 batting average allowed. I like San Diego first 5. I think you'll get a better price because of the Imanaga factor. So I like the first 5 for San Diego, and I'll split a unit and go, let's go half on the full game and half on the first 5. I think San Diego is pretty much the class here. I mean, Vasquez can go well. I mean, Imanaga pitched well versus the Dodgers, didn't allow a hit. He went 7, 1 earned. I mean, he's just typical, like, going to do what he does. But in the end, I think San Diego gets it done. I do like that first 3 under for that Austin's talking about. That's a good market to bet. First 3 under with both of these pitches in good form.
Equally, we're looking at a really low variance game here. We're looking at a total of 6.5. It's going to be 1 swing of the bat. 1 swing of the bat at +139 for these Padres. I'm absolutely delighted to take. Next game is a 3:10 Eastern first pitch between the Toronto Blue Jays and the New York Mets. Kevin Gausman goes for the Blue Jays. Tyler McGill for the New York Mets. -136. The Mets +115. The Blue Jays, Lonte, the total is 8.
Yeah, man, you know how I feel about the Blue Jays, man. They get me every time. Not gonna get me today though. I like Gausman. He was solid in his first start. 2 earned runs and 6 innings pitched. Toronto's hitting almost 300 so far. They played in 4 straight unders. And the Mets on the other side have been really inconsistent thus far. They're alternating wins and losses. They're hitting under 200 thus far. So the offense is struggling. McGill was really good in his first start. He has won 5 straight starts, ERA of 1 in that frame. But I'm gonna go with the under, Mal, and I'm gonna go with the Mets. I think the Mets offense wakes up this series, and I think they can get things done here behind a big series from Soto. So I like the Mets. I like the under. I can see this being, 4-1, maybe even a 5-2 type of game.
I mean, if you looked at the Mets last night, you thought they got a nice extra innings win. They lost that game about 5 times and still ended up winning it. I wanted to go to bed.
That's what they do.
Taking them in Survivor, so I wanted to watch them get over the line. They were terrible. They can't hit with runners in scoring position. I think they were 9 for 40 before Pete Alonso hit that 3-run bomb out to nothing. They then got away with murder in the bottom of the 8th. Luis Torrens, the catcher, tagged someone out, then threw someone out. They were beaten again. They then loaded the bases and fucked that up. They were absolutely all over the place. They were bang average, is what they were. And they came away and they ended up scoring 6 runs, and you think they were okay. They're not. We handicapped Gosman on Tuesday, I think. I think myself, me and you did this on Tuesday. Well, it might have been me and Scott. And I do prefer him on the road. 15 games last year, 2.51 ERA. McGill was good at Houston. Both teams have been inconsistent, but the Mets are really, really sporadic. Two of the hardest teams to predict here. But I like the under, but I'm going to take a first 5 under because I think both pitchers can deal here. So first 5 under between the Blue Jays and the Mets. We'll move on once I've told you about Edge Boost, our proud partner here at SGPN, the premier Visa debit card for bettors. An Edge Boost card allows you to avoid the hassle of having your card denied at the sportsbook, DFS site, sweepstake, racetrack, or casino. Plus, you can earn up to $750 per month in cashback rewards for using your Edge Boost card. And you know your money is safe as the card is FDIC insured. The best part is no credit checks. It's completely free. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. And we're brought to you by mybookie.ag. It's your place to bet every sport, including Crown College basketball games. There's props for every game, loads of locations accepted, easy deposit and lightning fast payouts. Head to mybookie.ag with the promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. That's mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. 4:10 Eastern first pitch is the Athletics at the Colorado Rockies. Osvaldo Bido gets the start for the A's, and for Colorado it will be Ryan Feltner. It's relatively close on the books here. The Rockies -101, the A's -118. The total is a Coors Field special of 10. Bido, he was another one of this endless list of pitchers who pitched all right last week. It was at Seattle. He got the win. He was perfectly fine on the road last year, although he's never pitched in Colorado. Feltner's first start against the Rays was okay, but he had a 5.10 home ERA last year, and that tells me he's vulnerable, especially with this offense. They've got a few home run hitters. You proved this the other night with Brent Rooker, Lonte, but they've got others in there. He looks like a sitting duck here for this A's offense. The A's have burned me a couple of times, but I'm going to go back again.
Yeah.
Colorado haven't impressed me much this week against Philly. So I'll take Oakland here. Oh, I said Oakland again. Shit, how many times?
It's going to happen.
I'll take the A's at -118, Lonte.
Yeah, I'm staying away from this one, but man, the over I think it's still too low. I think we can see like 12 runs here. Bido was good. He was. But I think, man, I just think that both these teams should be able to score. I still like Oakland's offense. Colorado, not so much. But again, in Coors, where the ball is going to travel, I think we can see each team get to 4 runs, and then we get, another 2 by the bullpen. So I'm going over. I mean, I would take the A's, but they got me a couple of times as well. Severino got me good. And I think they got me maybe like in the first series. So I've been staying away from them and playing more player props with them. So I'll be looking at like some home run total base props. But for sure, over is going to be my first play.
Yeah, I've been a little bit disappointed with Oakland, 2-5. Hopefully, better days ahead. They haven't quite put it together yet. I agree with you. Next up is a 4:12 Eastern first pitch between the New York Yankees and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Left-handed pitcher Max Fried for the Yankees, and for Pittsburgh it will be Mitch Keller, who are +126 home underdogs here, with the Yankees at -148, and the total, Lonte, is 7.5.
Yeah, so I think everybody already knows my feelings about Fried, even from last year. Not really a big fan of him. 4 2/3 last start. He did allow 7 hits, so that's a ton of hits here. But again, the Pittsburgh offense, I don't really trust. I mean, opponents are always in the game against them due to their bullpen. Keller was fine against Miami, but that was Miami. This is the Yankees. I think the Yankees kind of settled down. Obviously, they weren't going to hit as good as they did against the Brewers. I like the Yankees team total over. It's a pretty simple handicap for me. I don't trust them enough to lay anything with Fried, especially on the road, albeit against a poor Pittsburgh offense so far. But with the bullpen being inserted in there, if Keller can give you, 5, maybe 6, okay. But I still think the bullpen is good enough to give up plenty of runs in 3 innings. So we get all 9 at bats. I like that Yankees team total to go over.
See, I like the Yankees in this situation. I like Fried. I like him better than you do. Obviously, he pitched last week in that mad 20-9 win against the Brewers that the Yankees had. He was absolutely fine on the road last year. And his last 2 starts in Pittsburgh, 14 innings scoreless, Fried. So he obviously likes pitching there in PNC Park. Keller is bang average, but I just haven't really been impressed by Pittsburgh so far. 19 runs in 7 games. When they played Miami and Tampa Bay, it's just all a little bit underwhelming. I think the Yankees can handle them tomorrow. Minus 148 is a fair price. We'll take the 1.5 on the New York Yankees. Next game is a 4:35 Eastern first pitch between the Seattle Mariners and the San Francisco Giants. Bryce Miller starts for Seattle, and it is Justin Verlander for the San Francisco Giants. Minus 120, the Giants at home. Mariners plus 101, total 7.5. Miller gave up a crucial home run against the A's last week, which cost him. He had been steady, and that's his MO really, he's a steady Eddie. Like Seattle, me and Scott called the 3-2. I was laughing last night when Seattle won that. Oh, did they lose? No, they won 3-2. It doesn't matter who won. It was going to finish 3-2. It's the same every night. They've taken no time at all to get on brand. They're just the same team. Like, the offense will let down a steady pitching performance. And that's kind of, you feel like, what's going to happen tomorrow. Verlander was fine against Cincinnati, if not spectacular. But I've been impressed with the Giants so far. Like I say, Seattle have settled pretty quickly. They just don't score enough runs. And I like what the Giants are doing. The Giants might be worth following. And while they're a decent price behind Verlander, I think they're worth a bet at minus 120, Lonte.
Absolutely, man. The Giants a bet on team for me. I got some futures on them earlier in the season. I added on a little bit more here. Obviously, small sample size, but they're a bet on team for me going forward. They've looked really good. They obviously have the smart front office. They play the right way. They won all their games by 2+ runs. Only loss was by 1 run. Verlander has been really good against this team. If you just look, he's averaging around 7 Ks in his career versus Seattle. Has a 22-10 record with a 2.98 ERA. He was fine in 5 innings pitched. I mean, that's all you need is 5 innings, and he gave up 2 runs. He had 5 Ks in that. He does need to. I mean, some of the contact was concerning, but again, he's going against Seattle, who can't hit. They've scored 2 runs or less in 4 to 7 games. They did win 2 of those games, so that goes back to the 3-2 thing. Miller, I mean, he's fine. I don't really. I mean, he's not bad. I think he's like dead average. So in this specific spot, I like San Francisco. I like Verlander's Ks, which probably should be like at 4.5. I'll ladder it up to 8. I think he can go well against the Seattle lineup. So Verlander, Ks, and San Francisco for me.
Okay, team ride on the Giants. 6:45 Eastern. First pitch, the Arizona Diamondbacks go to the Washington Nationals. Brandon Pfaadt goes for the Snakes. For Washington, it will be Jake Irvin. Minus 134, Arizona. Plus 114, Washington. Total here sits at 8. I like Brandon Pfaadt a lot. 6 innings scoreless against the Cubs was a decent effort. He's fairly consistent all through 2024. He pitched in Washington once, and he did actually give up 4 walks in Washington last year. So that might be a cheeky little angle. There might be just something there that Pfaadt doesn't really get on with. Irvin held Philly to 2 runs in his first start, but he really struggled at home last year. And this Arizona lineup is really dangerous. They've scored 38 through 6 games. Arizona team total would be my play, but -134 on the money line. They're a better team than Washington. It's pretty straightforward. They've just played the Yankees very well in New York, and this is an easier assignment. Washington have just showed against Philly the kind of level that they're at. So I think Arizona can handle them at a good price. But the Arizona team total, Irvin was bad at home, Lonte.
Yeah, I don't disagree. You are a bigger fan of Fott than I am. I mean, he's fine, but not really my kind of guy. And Washington, I expected them to take a little bit of a leap. I mean, obviously it's still early, but they haven't looked good. They've lost 3 straight, all of those by 2+ run. The offense is struggling. They're hitting like right around 215. Irvin, you mentioned, wasn't bad, but he wasn't good either. I mean, 2 earned runs, 7 hits, allowing a lot of contact. Can't do that against the Arizona lineup, which is why I think you like that team total. I'm going to go Washington first 5 here. Washington's bullpen's ERA is above 7.5. They allow 9.61 runs per 9. So I think Irvin can go well to start off, catch Arizona at a sleepy spot, get some plus money on the Nationals. Good spot for them. So I like first 5, Washington.
Okay, Lonte goes the other way there, cheeky. 6:45 Eastern first pitch. This is a good-looking series. The LA Dodgers at the Philadelphia Phillies. Yoshinobu Yamamoto for the Dodgers, left-handed pitcher. Jesus Luzardo for the Phillies, who are +120, with the Dodgers at -140, and the total is set at 8. Lonte, the 8-0 Dodgers, -140 to go 9-0. What are you telling me?
Man, listen, they got me They got me in my for my dog with Atlanta, and then I said I wasn't gonna do it again, and I'm not. I'm gonna go over though. I'll go over. Yamamoto, 5 straight wins. He had 5 innings pitched in each of his 2 starts. He had 10 Ks versus Detroit, so he's finding his rhythm again. He did allow 2 home runs versus Detroit, which you kind of don't want to do against Philly. A more potent lineup. 3 combined earned runs in those 2 starts. Philly has had success against the Dodgers. I mean, they won 7 of the last 10. Obviously, this is a different Dodgers team. They've scored 5+ runs in 4 of the last 5 games. Luzardo, really good. 11 Ks, 2 earned runs. But I think we could see a slugfest here. I think we could see, an 8-7, 9-8 type of game here. So I'm going over, staying away from the Dodgers. The Dodgers generally hit lefties well. I mean, this is a big series. This is one of the better series of the weekend. I can't wait to watch it. But there's no way I'm going against the Dodgers ever again.
Ever again.
No,
Ever.
I can't do it.
You can't do it. Strikeouts was the thing here for these 2 pitchers. Yamamoto had 10 last time. Luzardo usurped him. Luzardo had 11 strikeouts against the Nationals. Yamamoto had those 10 Ks through 5 innings as well. Only 8 road starts he managed last year, but a 2.06 ERA. You can't pick any holes in what Yamamoto or the Dodgers are doing. Luzardo is capable of the odd blow-up. We know he's got that in his locker. I thought the Dodgers might be a slightly better price here. We took the Dodgers, I say we, myself and Scott, took the Dodgers on Wednesday at -122 when it was Dustin May against, I can't remember who. Chris Saylor might have been. And whenever they're near that price, it's kind of tempting. And I'm just going to stick with it. I haven't been impressed with Philly this week. They've won the games against the Rockies, but they've done it late. Like Marquez held them through 6. Then I think it was Freeland the day after. And even tonight, it was a Kyle Schwarber homer in the 7th or something. They got them 2-0 up. So they haven't really been putting that much distance between themselves in Colorado. The Dodgers is a different kettle of fish completely. And I think the Dodgers can get the win here at -140. Underdog, pick 'em. You can play any sport. Win up to 100 times your money. Our code is MLB SGPN. That'll get you a special pick and a first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code MLB SGPN. And Rhythm is your home for AI-backed picks and props. Rhythm is now live for Major League Baseball. Plus, we've got medals for NBA and golf. Picks, so it feels like cheating. Build your own model. It's simple and easy. Sign up today for a 7-day free trial at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. 7:15 Eastern first pitch is the Miami Marlins at the Atlanta Braves. It will be Max Meyer for the Marlins and Spencer Schwellenbach goes for Atlanta. Atlanta minus 210, Miami plus 175, and a total here of 8. And minus 210 for a team that can't win at baseball is problematic for me. I won't be backing Atlanta at that price at all. Pretty astonishing. They sit at 0-7 still. Only 14 runs scored through those 7 games. Schwellenbach was great last week against San Diego. 6 scoreless. Didn't do them any good. But I really like Max Meyer, a player the start of every year we kind of had high hopes on for 2 years now. It hasn't quite happened for him, injury and stuff. 7 strikeouts last week against Pittsburgh, only 1 earned run through 5 2/3. Now, Pittsburgh aren't the same as Atlanta nominally, but not a million miles away on results so far. I much prefer both starting pitchers to both offences. Happy to take the Pens out because Miami's a bit of a shit show. I'll take a first 5 under here. I like Maya. I hope it can go well.
Yeah, so Atlanta, they're kind of like they're thorn in my side. So I think they're gonna buy low on them. Obviously, not laying the $2, but I'm gonna lay the run line minus 1.5, and I'm actually gonna take their team total to go over. I know they've been hitting extremely poorly. I think they're like under 180, averaging 2 runs per 9. Swellenbach has been really good versus San Diego. I mean, he should have won that game. He pitched well enough to run that game. I think it's a perfect spot against the team in the back end of their rotation. Meyer is okay, but I think he's in for a bad night here, Mal. I'm sorry to tell you that. I'll be looking at his outs under. I think Atlanta at home, in front of their fans, I think they'll be able to score some runs. So I'm going to take Atlanta team total over. MLA to 1.5.
You're laying the 1.5, Lonte. You brave man. Brave or foolish. It's a fine line, Lonte. 7:40 Eastern first pitch between the Baltimore Orioles and the Kansas City Royals. Dean Kramer goes for Baltimore. Drawing the start for Kansas City is Seth Lugo. Minus 120. The Royals minus 102. The Orioles total, Lonte, is 8.5.
Over. That's the first look I looked at whenever I was doing this. Inconsistent Baltimore thus far, alternating wins and losses. Kramer got shelled versus Toronto, 5 innings, 5 1/3, 5 earned on 5 hits. Kansas City didn't show up at home in that series against was it Cleveland that they played? Yeah, Cleveland that they played. Baltimore, like I said, the inconsistencies, especially on offense. Baltimore has been good on offense. They're averaging 9.4 hits, 5.2 runs per 9, and hitting 281. They just can't string together timely stops or when guys are on base to like break the game open. They just can't do it right now, which is why they're losing some of these games. Kansas City not hitting the ball well. They generally are really good at home. I think that opening series versus Cleveland going to leave a bad taste in their mouth. I think we get a home run effort here. I like Lugo, 3 earned and 5 innings pitched. I think they bounce back here, have a good series. I like Kansas City in this spot. I like the over as well.
Yeah, I agree with you completely there. I didn't want anything to do with Kramer. His first start was bad, and at best, he's average. He saw Kansas City twice last year, Kramer. Gave up 3 earned on 5 innings pitched both times. So all just really middling line. Lugo was pretty average too last week against Cleveland. Baltimore, very dangerous. We know, averaging 6 runs per game. I think both can contribute. Completely agree with you, Lonte. I'll be taking the over 8.5. Kansas City do look like they're sort of on the cusp of a little breakout of putting some stuff together. They haven't been bad. They just haven't quite managed to get it going yet. 8:05 Eastern first pitch is the Tampa Bay Rays at the Texas Rangers. Zach Littell goes for Tampa Bay, and for Texas it will be Tyler Marley. Plus 110 for the Rays, minus 130 for Texas, with a total here of 8.5. Zach Littell was another one who pitched well last week against the Rockies, just 6 innings, 7 strikeouts. But he's got a bad record against Texas, and he was much worse on the road last year. So I wouldn't be backing Littell to follow that startup with a good start here against a better offense. But Tyler Mahle is a huge concern. At minus 130, this is a nuts price. I wouldn't be backing him at all. He only managed 5 outs against Boston last time. And he was really lucky to get that far, actually. The umpire got him out the shit in the first inning. And then it was only a matter of time before Boston were going to light him up. Spring training, he didn't look good. His velo was down. I don't want to touch him. This just screams runs to me. But I'm going to take the first 5 over because Mahle and Little might not last very long. And the bullpens might actually pull this back. So we'll get this done early. We'll take the first 5 over, Lonte. Don't trust either pitcher.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. But I do think that Texas can have enough offense to kind of get the win. Tampa Bay is kind of fool's gold. They haven't faced, they only faced one good pitcher. And that was Skeens, and they lost. Pittsburgh and Colorado were their 2 opponents. I don't respect them at all. I mean, we just talked about both of those teams. And I think that's got their record looking a little bit inflated. And also their numbers are a little bit inflated as well. So I think Texas is a little bit short here, even though I don't really trust Mahle. Texas won 4 straight versus Tampa. The number 130 that's short to me. Texas I really like, especially at home. I think they're the better team by far. If they get to Littell early and they got to go to the bullpen, I think Texas can hang, 4 or 5, and I don't think Tampa can keep up. So I'm going to go with I like that first 5 over play with you. But I'm going to go with Texas here at home.
You're taking Texas?
Yep. I don't like it, but I don't like the pitching, but I trust their offense enough to get things done to where the pitching can kind of be a little bit bad, a little bit like average.
Minus 130 is a short price for a team that are going to give up 4 runs in the first 2 innings, Lonte. 8:10 Eastern first pitch is the penultimate game on the show tonight, where it is the Cincinnati Reds who travel to the Milwaukee Brewers. Nick Martinez goes for the Reds. Now, I did see Aaron Savali confirmed earlier on for the Brewers. He's since gone. They are officially TBD. Have you got a Brewers pitcher, Lonte? You seen Savali as well?
I saw Savali earlier, but I don't see. I see TBD right now.
Okay. Nick Martinez. Lines. Cincinnati minus 102. The Brewers minus 116. Total is 8. Nick Martinez wasn't great against the Giants. 2 homers contributed to the 4 earned he gave up. But he was excellent on the road last year. 8 games started, 2.18 ERA, and pitched well against the Brewers when he saw them. A couple of times was in relief, 1 start. If it is Savali, he was rubbish against the Yankees. Gave up 3 homers. You can't bet him. Neither side have impressed me much at all. But Cincinnati are letting up fewer runs, just look a little bit sharper. Speculative. In a way, I'm not too disappointed that Savali's gone off the card because it means I don't have to give a bet out here. My play was Cincinnati taking on Savali, but it's obviously slightly speculative now that Savali's gone off the card, Lonte.
Yeah, I'm glad this is kind of off. I was going to take Milwaukee. I don't really trust Martinez. 4 earned, 6 innings pitched. Cincinnati is a team that I was down on coming in. I got why they were getting a little bit hyped up, but I mean, same story. If they don't score runs, they can't win. They've scored no runs in the last 2 innings. Milwaukee back-to-back wins after 4 straight losses. I think that was an outlier performance by the Yankees, obviously. So depending on the pitcher, I'll be on Milwaukee. I just can't trust Cincinnati and Martinez right now.
Okay. The final game we are going to look at here is a 9:38 Eastern first pitch between the Cleveland Guardians and the Los Angeles Angels. Gavin Williams for the Guardians. For Los Angeles Angels, it will be Jose Soriano. What the odds? Even money, the Angels, minus 120. Cleveland, I haven't got a total on that one as it happens. Lonte, final game. It's a little bit of an ugly one. Williams v Soriano. Any strong opinions?
Yeah, I like the Angels here. Like this is their home opener after 2 road series. Surprising start to me. I mean, albeit they played against the White Sox. But they've had one bad game where they've got completely beat up. I think they lost 8-1 to Chicago in the opener, and then lost 12-5 to St. Louis. But in between that, they played really, really well. Soriano was really good, albeit it's against the White Sox. He threw 7 scoreless. He had 2 hits allowed. Cleveland, this is their 3rd straight road series. They do have 4 straight wins over the Angels, but their offense is struggling a little bit. 2 earned runs or less in 3 straight. But I trust Soriano more than I do Gavin. He was okay versus Kansas City, but he has had 5 straight losses. I do think the Angels will take some of that momentum coming into this game off of a loss, back at home in front of their fans, overachieving a little bit. Cleveland, if they can get to the bullpen and it's tight, then yes, they always have a chance. But I think the Angels are going to surprise them here. So let me split a unit first 5 and full game on the Angels.
Have you seen a total on this game, Lonte? What's the over-under?
I see 8 flat.
8. Yeah, okay. That's what I would have pegged it at. Williams is steady at the Royals, looking to build on that. Can he put something together? Soriano dealt against the Chicago White Sox. It was only the Chicago White Sox. And then the Angels just started doing mad stuff last night. 1 minute I checked and they nudged ahead against the Cardinals. 5 minutes later, it was like 14-7 or something nuts. Mike Trout looked quite sharp. I don't trust anybody involved in this game, basically. But I think the LA bullpen could get you over any total. Soriano went 7 innings last time. He would have to go a similar length here. And even then, the Angels bullpen could still get involved. So I would take the over 8, but this was really tricky to get involved in anything at all. Lonte, that is, I think it's 14 games or might even be 50. 14 games it is that we have handicapped. We need a lock and a dog. What have you got?
Yeah, so I'm gonna lay I see 125 for San Francisco for the lock. I mean, I just think they're the better team. Seattle's got the same issues. They can't win if it's not 3-2 or 2-1. I think San Francisco's at home in front of those fans. Great crowd as always. Verlander has pretty much owned them in his career. So let's go San Francisco minus 125 for the lock. For the dog, let's go plus 140, San Diego Padres. I think the Padres are mispriced here. Going into a place, I know Imanaga's good, but if whatever happens and he gives up too early, pitch count's high, and they have to go to the bullpen, I think San Diego will be able to handle them. So I'm banking on that. So let's go plus 140 on San Diego Padres.
Right. Well, that was my dog, so I'm not happy that I let you go first there. I'm going to, as my lock, I'm going to take that first 5 over between the Rays and the Rangers. Tyler Marley's going to get spanked here. And I'm not sure Littell go very well either. So we'll take the first 5 over. And now it might have to be a double dog situation here at plus 139 for the Padres. I think the Cardinals are live. The Blue
I'll
Jays
give you.
might be another option.
Listen, you can have that one. I'll give you another one.
I haven't got another one. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, give me Soriano even money at home. I like
Okay.
the Angels. Yeah, I like the Angels. That was my second one in case you went first and took my first one. So I like the Angels at home. This is their home opener for the series. Home opening series. Cleveland jockeying a little bit. They haven't really found their footing yet. Don't really trust Gavin Williams. Soriano's been okay. Obviously, just one start, but I think they can get it done at home.
Okay, little put me there. Lonte, we've got a precedent to follow here. Dingers. Double bubble we went on Monday.
Yeah.
I mean, really, we should retire, but against company policy. So, what we're going to follow it up with, Lonte? Who have you got?
I was gonna go chalk and go Bobby Witt, but I'm going to take Pascantino. I'm going to take Pascantino to go yard tomorrow. He's got one already. He's got a couple extra base hits, so he's hitting the ball really well. Like I said, I think we see a big outing at home after Cleveland kind of embarrassed Kansas City in the opening series. So let's go Pascantino to hit a dinger tomorrow.
Okay, we like the Pasquatch. I'm going for, I love this play. I'm so excited. Yandy Diaz is the answer. Yandy Diaz will lead off. I told you, Tyler Marley's getting beat up. Yandy Diaz is just the man to do it. So we'll take Yandy Diaz tomorrow there. Lonte, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm full of cold, mate. I'm a little bit snotty, so I apologise to everyone.
Same here.
If you could detect that in me tonight, I'll be back fighting fit after the weekend. Lonte, anything else you want to tell the people before we let them go?
Nope, not really, man. I'm under the weather myself a little bit, so that's why I'm muting myself, like coughing my brains out. But yeah, hopefully we're back 100%. But the best thing to do, get some winners, make us feel better.
Correct answer. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone in the chat. We do appreciate it. Good luck with all your picks. The crew will be back tomorrow in some form or other. Like, rate, review, subscribe, get your notifications on. Good luck with your bets. We will see you all down the road. Cheers.